Hey guys, another beautiful day in the beautiful life. What was I gonna say? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourself, and I hope you are safeguarding your energy from people who are like net negatives. Period. Before I start this video, I apologize in advance. I do not have my microphone on me, and so the audio might be a little weird, but who cares? It's all about the expression. Before we start, let me pull a beautiful card. I've been pulling like one or two of these every day. Great reminders. Oh, this is a long one. Your body rejects those who are not meant to spend time with you. All you have to do is listen. Do you feel uneasy? Do you feel safe? Your aura picks up on energies faster than your logical mind. Listen. Pulled this one earlier. It says, never let the outside noise kill your inner peace. Negativity doesn't deserve your energy. Yeah, I do these for fun. Like, I'll just write on like blank tarot cards so I can pull like an affirmation of the day, a reminder. Yes. Anyways, let's get to it. I wasted like a minute and 25 seconds just doing that. Today's video is going to be talking about knowing something versus embodying it. So like in today's day and age, I've noted like we are being constantly bombarded by information. And what I mean by information is a lot of it isn't even being generated from you. It's like everyone else's perspective, everyone else's conclusion, everyone else's opinion, everyone else's experience, everyone else's la 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 la. So like we're being overwhelmed and totally just bombarded by everyone else's stuff, which is the noise of the world, right? Isn't that what I just said on this card here? Yeah, never let the outside noise kill your inner peace. Negativity doesn't deserve your energy. Never let the outside noise. Outside noise is information. You know, like if you're not tuning into yourself, you're tuning into everyone else. And what everyone else is doing shouldn't necessarily affect you if you're listening to yourself and doing what is best for you, and you're recognizing like what's your energy, what's not your energy, what's applicable to you, what's not applicable, what you should be accepting or investing in, what you shouldn't be accepting or investing in. You know what I mean? Listen to yourself. Don't let the world and everyone in it dictate your reality. Period. Yeah, so I noted like I'm not excluded from this because when I was younger, I had a lot of questions because there's a lot of things in life that I didn't understand, but I really wanted to understand. And so like I looked towards like spirituality. And what I mean by that was like I would, would excessively consume information, whether it was online or through books or through hearsay. I would consistently almost obsessively consume information, honestly, just so that I could get answers to all these questions, so I could clear the confusion on like what is going on, like what am I supposed to be doing here? Why is my life a mess? Why am I suffering? Why, are people suffering? What's going on here? And there's a lot of things that didn't satiate, a lot of things that didn't apply. Like luckily I had the gift of discernment, so I could kind of feel straight away if something resonated with me or not. And if it didn't resonate, I just chuck it like immediately. Like I would be like, okay, that doesn't make sense, doesn't feel right, done. And then I would keep on searching, and yeah, like a seeker. A truth seeker. Yeah, that's what we do, truth seekers. We're looking for like anything that is closest to the truth. And I think a lot of people have their own perspectives and their own experiences and their own opinions and thoughts and theories, but is it applicable to you? And then once you go through all that mucky stuff, like where you get to a point where you're fucking tired of consuming information, you realize that a lot of it isn't even applicable to you, doesn't really make sense, but it, it's applicable to everyone else because that's their experience, not your experience. Then you start kind of like doing shadow work and inner work. If you know what shadow work, that's like facing very uncomfortable aspects of yourself that you've been repressing or hiding or not even aware of. Just sitting with that stuff, doing the shadow work, like bringing it to the surface so that you can like acknowledge and transmute the energy. I'm sorry if you don't understand my language, and that is why I'm a hermit, because it's hard to find people who can fucking understand what I'm saying, or people who are even remotely interested in what the fuck I'm saying right now. But anyways, once you do all that, and that takes, I want to say, it's very dependent on the person, but I've been passionate about this since I was a young child because I've always wanted to understand, like, or find a remedy for suffering. It's like I felt so much pain for most of my life, and I'm just like, okay, first of all, I don't want to inflict this pain on others. Second of all, I don't want to feel it within myself. So what do I have to do? So yeah, obsessively consuming information was the first leg of it. The second leg of it was sitting with very uncomfortable emotions and energy and transmuting it, doing the shadow work. And there's always work to be done, but then the third phase is embodying it. So it's like, there's a difference between knowing something and doing it and being it. So I think the first stage is knowing, like sifting through all the data, understanding, like very thoughtfully and thoroughly, like what is what, and then the second stage is like starting the application process. This is like, okay, I've consumed all this information and now I know what is best for me and what I should invest in and what I should be doing, and so I'm going to put this into practice. I'm going to go to gym, I'm going to start working muscles, I'm going to start releasing things, I'm going to start gaining like net positives and releasing net negatives, and then the third part is embodying it, where like it's the muscle memory is already there and you don't even have to like think too hard, and you don't have to try, and you just are. I think that's what everyone is striving for, like subconsciously, and then everybody is on their leg of the path, you know what I mean? Like everybody's path is so different. You can't like follow in someone else's footsteps. You have to like literally walk your own path. And I think that's where there's a lot of confusion. People are trying to follow in somebody else's footsteps when you're supposed to be embodying like your heart's essence, your soul's essence, and walking your own path. To be truly free and sovereign and authentic, that's what is required, but we've been so busy trying to look at like everyone who's successful and like, oh, it's working for them. Oh, maybe if I do the same like rituals and practices and like make the same moves, like I'll end up in the same. No. It's like you are a unique expression in the universe, and you need to embody your soul's essence. That's it. We're all trying to do that. But and then I've noticed like 90% of the world, they're still very, very enmeshed in material things, and nothing wrong with that. But I feel like, the material aspect of life is very dense, and so a lot of work is required to like remove and like remove and move through these things, right? And then when you get to the subtler things, there's still work to be done, but it's not going to be as dense, if that makes sense. Like for me, like currently this leg of my life, I am going through a phase that I deem to be ego decimation, where like identities that my ego has created for itself is literally being decimated, literally being just, and like it's weird because I don't think many people talk about it too, so it's a weird space to be in, but a necessary one. And I think that is like when you've reached a place where you're in the transitional phase of embodiment. So I'm gonna leave that for you. That's food for thought. You know, I don't know where you are in the journey of life, but yeah, there's so many layers, stages, and degrees, and I'm currently in the phase of ego decimation and embodiment. You know what I mean? Like energetic sovereignty, where I'm not like, yeah, I'm not following anyone else's lead. I'm just kind of allowing my soul and my heart to lead me. And it's really interesting. It's almost like you enter a space of timelessness where like time doesn't even really exist, and then you're kind of like in a space where like you unconditionally accept everything as it is without letting it affect your energy. That's what I'm talking about, energetic sovereignty. Like you're less reactive, you're less responsive. You just kind of like look at things, whether they're good or bad, because that's totally like an illusion. It's not good or bad, it just is. And you just kind of like accept it as it is, and then you just kind of like keep proceeding forward without being affected too much. Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of like, I don't know. I guess you just gotta experience it firsthand. Anyways, I gotta go. I hope you learned something from this video, and if you didn't, that's cool too, man. Tomato, tomato. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for listening to my little ramble of, yeah, embodying energetic sovereignty and ego decimation. Anyways, blessings to one and all. Amen.